Sunday School teacher, glad that you have taken the time to join us for some study and preparation. We are working on the Sunday School lesson for Sunday, May 20th. The title of this lesson is Giving Faithfully. Giving Faithfully. We're going to be in 2 Corinthians chapter 9. We're going to be looking at the first 15 verses with all of chapter 9 in today's Bible study. The point of the lesson is that believers show trust in God by using their resources to meet the needs of others. We know that Paul had used an example of sacrificial giving by the impoverished Christians in Macedonia to encourage the Corinthian believers to fulfill their commitment to send financial support to the famine-stricken believers in Jerusalem. That's what these verses are about, taking their offering to send to Jerusalem. The goal of this study is to help us examine our willingness to use our God-given resources to meet others' needs. So let's look at these verses, the first 5 in chapter 9, and there we see confidence expressed. Now, concerning the ministry to the saints, it is unnecessary for me to write to you, for I know your eagerness, and I boast about you to the Macedonians. Achaia has been ready since last year, and your zeal has stirred up most of them. But I am sending the brothers so that our boasting about you in this matter would not prove empty, and so that you would be ready just as I said. Otherwise, if any of the Macedonians come to me and find you unprepared, we, not to mention you, would not be put to shame in that situation. Therefore, I consider it necessary to urge the brothers to go on ahead to you and arrange in advance the generous gift you promised, so that it may be ready as a gift and not as an exhortation. Paul is focused on encouraging the believers at Corinth to match their enthusiasm and their commitment to the relief effort. Again, there was a great famine that was going on. It affected Jerusalem. The Christians there were suffering. The other Christian churches had decided among themselves that they would take offerings and send resources to the brothers and sisters in Jerusalem. Corinth was one of those that enthusiastically said, yes, we're going to do something. And now it's time to deliver. Here we see Paul's emphasis is on giving help to these impoverished Christians. But the principles that we see Paul use here speak to us today in regard to our Christian stewardship. In verse 1, he talks about the ministry to the saints. He's talking about just caring for other Christians. And that's what you and I are to do. Whether it be the brother and sister that's across the Sunday school class from us, or whether it be the church that burns down across town from us, or whether it be the persecuted church in a communist nation. We are to care for each other. We're to be about the ministry to the saints. Now, Paul makes this statement. He says, it is unnecessary for me to write